Hey folks, Malforian here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Dev Diary 105 for Crusader Kings 3, which is all about the newly announced 1.7 Bastion update, which also, say at the beginning here, is also going to be released together with a redacted content game update. So this is obviously going to be the next DLC, which, is going to be, I would imagine, announced on Friday, on the first day of PDXCON. I imagine they're going to tell us exactly what that DLC is going to be. I'm also hoping for, like, a roadmap of content. That would be amazing if they would do that. So we'll see on Friday, I guess, what they announce, and Saturday. As always, I'll do a quick video on Friday with what they've announced, and, like I say, hopefully we'll get a roadmap for future content, but at worst, we're going to get the new DLC announced and probably like all the features of it, I would think. And then obviously, as with previous updates, they'll do dev diaries for, all the features, and we can see those every week until it comes out. Hopefully it's out pretty soon as well. It'd be pretty nice to get some new content. We'll see later on. I think it's going to be tribal based, so maybe tribal government changes and all that good stuff, but we'll see. There's a screenshot later on which kind of hints towards it, so yeah, we'll see that later. But we're just going to go through this. It's not a very long dev diary, so I'm not going to keep you too long today, and as always, I'll put a link to it in the description down below so you can read it for yourselves. There are links to the previous dev diary about AI, and then also the Let's Talk about populist factions, which was kind of a dev diary, but it was only posted on the forums and wasn't really announced. So I did do a video about that, so it is on the channel. You'll see that on there. We did talk about the populist faction changes, which does look amazing. So, yeah, it'd be cool to get that in the game. But with that being that, let's just get down to it and see what they're going to show off for us today. So, character memories is the first thing. While your characters often get up to quite memorable things in our games, there has been up to now no way to keep track of exactly what, when, and with whom they had a particular experience. What we have done in the new update, in order to show more clearly how alive the world is to introduce memories to characters. And this is basically just going to be, as you can see in the screenshot here, a list of basically all the important things that have happened to your character. Sometimes you're playing as a character and you're like, oh yeah, we had that thing happen with someone and I can't remember who it was. But now we're going to have this little, basically a ledger of everything that happened. So you can see what happened to his wife. He became ruler of this kingdom. He won a war. He became ruler of an empire. He became rival to a different empire. He started a war against another kingdom. All these cool things. Like, this is going to be awesome because I love, like, trying to play the game as that character, role-playing the game more than map painting. And it's just so good seeing this. You can see, like, who did I have that war against? Let's have a look. And you can see exactly who the war was against. When were your daughters born? That's more obvious because you can see that kind of at a glance more easily. But the other things here, like who you became a rival with, who you became a friend with, and this is going to be coupled to something later on, which is really another great change for rivals and friends, which we'll get into. But yeah, I really like this. Let me know what you think down below. But this is it's one of those things that, like, has always been missing, and I've never really thought about it. Why isn't this always in the game? It's so good. Let go of our grudges and stop being rivals with this guy. So, and then you can obviously click into these and look at them and see what they've done, and then see their story kind of through this as well. So at any time, you can view the memories of your character as well as non-private memories of other characters. So you can basically see the same thing on AI characters, with some of them missing. I guess, like, my wife died in her sleep. I guess maybe you wouldn't see that. You just see that she died. You might not know the reason why. And then obviously if you're like, oh, I've got a secret soulmate, it's not going to be here for everyone to read. So, well, I guess unless it's no longer a secret, then it would appear. But yeah, so you'll be able to see everyone else's. This lets you quickly get an idea of not only what a character's like, but also how they got there during their life. So yeah, you can see, if this guy's got a lot of rivals, you might be able to see why. He lost a war against the guy, and then you became rivals with him, or, whatever caused that to happen. And then just saying here, this is actually similar to a feature they had many years ago in Europa Universalis Rome. That isn't Imperator Rome, Europa Universalis Rome, which is a very old game. So I've not actually played that game, but it's cool anyway. I like this. It makes sense. One important difference to a character history, though, is that over time, some memories will fade away, while others will remain. For player characters and characters likely to become player characters, we err on the side of keeping memories longer, mostly because you're more likely to need them as the game progresses. They don't want to be keeping the log of literally everything that's happened to every character in the game. I would imagine, like, Unlanded will keep some, counts, dukes. As it says, characters there's a chance you might play as, they're going to keep everything, or more, more things. But I'd say obscure characters, or just, like a random count in Scandinavia, if you're playing in Africa or something, you're never going to look at it, so why keep that information? It doesn't seem like much, but it's going to slow the game down if it's trying to do this for every character. So Memories can be viewed at any time by opening the memory viewer from the character window via a button in the same place as kill list, inventory, and lifestyle. And here we go, it's somebody else's. This is the Kingarns. Memories of a non-player character. Oh, so this is the non-player character. This is a player character. So yeah, you can see here, this is 10 years of events. Whereas on a non-player character, it's, 35 years? So yeah, they've obviously left out some things. It still shows friends. Even things like this, my friend died of cancer, kind of wouldn't have thought they'd keep that information, but there's obviously less here. This is like 30 years of events, and this is 10 years of events. Although I guess maybe as a player, you might have more events anyway, so it's kind of hard to judge, but anyway, just showing kind of how that works. Memories are not only there as a log for players to enjoy, however. The new system allows us to make use of memories when a character has both to trigger content and to make use of it in events. This means that you may now find memories used in content that previously had to be vague. An assassin might now cite a specific slight you committed against their employer for insistence. That'd be awesome. So they come in and they're just about to stab you, and they say like, one of these rivals here, and this person sends their regards. Maybe he became a rival because you cheated with his wife or something, and they'll mention that. That again, another fantastic change. If this works out well, it's going to be really good for the more kind of roleplay players of the game, just because it will tell stories better. And you might... another one I'm thinking of is when they come to you when you make an artifact, and they're like, oh, can you give me an inscription for it? And at the moment you just pick, like 3. Like, it's usually your wife, a powerful vassal, and then someone from your family or something. It'd be cool if that event changed, so you could say, like, give it to Dilber, my good friend, due to this happening or something. Just to give that additional bit of flavor to the game, which I think we're all looking for at the moment. So yeah, that's really cool. And then you can export the list as well. So you can export all your events, which is cool. I know people like doing those extended stories on like Reddit and on the forums of like, this is the story of my character. So the fact you can export the whole list is cool. You could have it and then, I don't know, do a graphic or something to kind of show the important events. So this is awesome. Again, something they didn't have to do, but really, really good. I know people will enjoy this. And then relationship reasons. This is the other thing I was talking about. They now tell you why. So if you have a friend, at the moment it just says you're their friend, and you might forget why you're their friend. But now it's going to tell you discussed a subject of profound interest with this person at a feast. As children, you got to play with him. And then you are his friend because the Emperor and Count Albar bonded over shared hatred of a different king. So the Emperor and the Count was like, I hate that king. I hate him. Let's be friends. We both hate him, so we'll make good friends. So yeah, again, this is another fantastic change. Just giving you a little bit of extra knowledge as to why this would be good, especially when you take over as a new character and they've got rivals, and sometimes you've got no idea why you're rivals. At least now you can see, oh, this is why they're rivals. Oh, well, I'll keep that rivalry going because I'm now playing as that character, so I want to keep that rivalry going. Or if you're a player that just, min-maxes everything and doesn't kind of get into the more roleplay side of things, then you'll just cancel the rivalry. But at least, again, you'll know why. Or maybe you'll think, oh, do you know, I will actually keep that guy in mind when I want to kill someone. Or something like that, who knows. Another addition coming with this update is to further expand upon how things are connected in the game's world, in that we wanted to make it more clearly which characters are your friends, enemies, nemesis, etc., as well as clearer why a character has special relationships with a particular other character. This is accomplished by a new set of icons in the interface to highlight friendships. This is accomplished by a new set of icons in the interface to highlight relationships. So again, we've kind of just talked about it now, but again, fantastic change. You'll have new icons here, and then you'll know why exactly that happens. Additionally, whenever a relationship is formed, the game notification will now not only say that it happened, but also why it happened. Reasons for relationships will then always be visible in its tooltips, clearly telling you how they became friends, lovers, best friends, nemesis, etc. In cases where the more advanced relation, such as a best friend, exists, we will show the reason for both the basic relationship and more advanced ones. So as a best friend, you can keep track of both how you originally became friends and then when you actually became best friends. So, you really want to know why you're best friends with this person. You'll remember why. And then here we go, rivals. This is King Imre's rival because you were put in his prison. This is Chipal's rival because he eloped, provoking... Oh, he stole his wife, I think, basically, which is pretty funny. Yeah, it looks like he eloped with his wife, and that's why he's a rival, which, again, is cool. If you're playing as your son after a succession, maybe you don't know his entire story. It's just going to allow you to kind of, play as that character a little bit more as you keep going. So this is an amazing change. So 2 for 2 so far. revamped childhood events. So they're going to update all the childhood events basically and allow you to have different decisions. You can become a drunkard at like 12 years old. So that's new. So that is new. And then, as they say here, another thing that we wanted to revisit in order to improve how we deal with characters in the game world is revamping all existing childhood personality events, as well as the addition of 12 new ones, which is great. More flavor, upgrading the current ones, but then also adding a bunch more, because we've all played the game so much that you do keep seeing those same events, so even just 12 additional ones is great. This will significantly alter which personality trait combinations are likely to appear, and which will open up some combinations that were previously impossible due to how the old events for growing up worked. Okay, so there's a bit more variety again for your children, how they can grow up and the different traits they're going to have. The ambition, apart from adding new content to the childhood period, is to have choices you make as a guardian be more interesting, avoiding any easy best choice in any single childhood event. And then here's the new combinations. So I won't read through these, but, lustful chase. Some of them are going to be obvious, lazy, gluttonous, compassionate, honest, arbitrary, impatient, brave, stubborn, wrathful. So yeah, some nice little different variations, so you're not basically going through the same things all the time. And some more here, how you could get generous, fickle, or arrogant from a child's perspective. A nice little event. And then the bishop's not happy here, so she chose wisely in my view, but maybe in game she didn't. So yeah, cool. Some more stuff there. And then loyal and disloyal traits. I think this is the one out of everything so far as well, kind of aims towards what we might see with tribes, because for a future DLC that's coming up soon, the next one, because this system kind of seems like it would work really well for tribal kingdoms and how you keep those tribal systems together. So anyway, yeah, you can now be disloyal. So I guess if you found out for cheating somebody or something like that, you can become disloyal, or you become loyal. So you can get diplomacy, liege opinion. You are loyal to your liege, so you're less likely to join factions. Opinion of loyal characters, opinion of disloyal characters. So yeah, you obviously want loyal vassals, and you're going to have an easier time. Or if you have disloyal vassals, you're going to be having a bad time, because you've got even more chance to join factions than they currently do, and they dislike you even more. So yeah, and then this screenshot here is the one I was talking about at the beginning. She's a wanderer, but this is a new UI here. Well, new picture of the background anyway, and she's a Tengri character. And I think this is what makes me think we're going to have some kind of tribal DLC for the next content pack or expansion. I think it'll be a content pack. This loyalty system seems very much like it would work with tribal systems. It's going to work with everything, but I think it really kind of works towards maybe tribal theme, loyal lower tribes, tribal leaders within your realm and things like that. So obviously you can have disloyal feudal leaders, but I don't know, to me it just makes more sense. Well, not more sense, but it seems to aim towards maybe a tribal update, which would be cool. All the tribes kind of play the same, so it'd be good to see some flavor, especially as it'd be more like northeast and southwest, I guess. Thinking about it, actually, I guess northeast and southwest of the game will get some nice content. It would be funny if it is tribal, though, because it will also mean like the Northern Lords gets kind of like 2 DLCs almost, depending if it is just tribal themed. Anyway, we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it kind of hints towards that, or am I just going crazy and looking for looking for things that aren't there? So we'll see anyway in a couple of days, because it should get announced on Friday. Last but not least for today is the addition of 2 new traits to the upcoming update. Through their actions, or indeed as they are subjected to actions of others, characters can now gain traits for being loyal or disloyal, which among other things will impact how likely they are to cheat on their spouse, join factions, or plot against their liege. The traits are also integrated as sins and virtues, which can be more valued or common depending on cultural traditions. Oh, so you can have like loyalty as a virtue for a religion, so it kind of works into the other systems as well. It's not even like a standalone thing. It will work into religions and traditions and things like that, so that's pretty cool. That's all for today. The new update will also bring bug fixes, event pictures. I always like the pictures. Paradox do amazing art, and things that we've not brought up yet today, but this was a sneak peek of what is to come. So yeah, and next week they're already saying we're going to talk about what the future will bring, but it is PDXCON on the weekend, so I imagine they're going to announce it, and then next week's Dev Diary will be at least giving us a rough overview, or probably a deep dive into one of the first features or something like that. So, but that is it for today. Like I said, a pretty short Dev Diary, but all full of amazing stuff. Everything here just sounds great, so it'll be interesting to see how it works into the DLC. But yeah, we're just going to leave it there. I'm not going to keep you much longer, so if you've enjoyed the video today, if you hit that like button, it helps other people find the channel and the content in the future. And if you're new here and this is your first video, I cover Crusader Kings Dev Diaries, I do narrative campaigns on the channel, and I play other strategy and management games as well. So if that's your kind of thing, you know what to do. But we're going to leave it there for today. On Friday, we're going to get news on the DLC, I would think, on the first day of PDXCON. So I'll be back then with discussions and seeing what all that is. But yeah, until then, I'll see you next time.